Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Geminis, my fellow Geminis. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or really any placement you might have. Cross watchers are welcome, or if you were just drawn to the title of this reading, then there's a message in here for you. So this is our full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn reading from July 5th until August 3rd. And this is the cathartic end to eclipse season. It's demanding a release and breaking up the systems that no longer work for us, whether that's internally or globally. And it's making way for something so much better. So right now, personal sensitivities are likely outweighed by more pressing concerns of the collective. So we see that on a national or a global level, depending on where you're living. And with this eclipse opposite the sun in Cancer and Vesta, the asteroid goddess of hearth and home, it's important we give ourselves and each other a safe and sacred space to embrace our feelings. All right, before I get into this reading, I'm going to ask you guys just to check out the description box. If you like any of the tarot decks, I have them listed and linked in the order of appearance. Also, I just want to thank you guys for being on this journey with me. I love my Geminis, and you guys always bring me this fun, chatty energy. And also just a quick little mini celebration because Venus has gone direct. Okay, so even though we have a lot of other planets still in retrograde, our Venus has gone direct in Gemini. So something good happening. Well, there's lots of good stuff happening. All right, so let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and our ascended masters to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear. For Geminis, Geminis are cross watchers. What messages do we have for Gemini? What Gemini messages do we have for this full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn? Look at that. There's some romance. Nice. Geminis, I like what I'm seeing, even though it's all nighttime energy, but that's okay. We're at full moon energy. Some of you might be getting married or making a commitment, and some of you guys are walking away from one. Or maybe one needs to end before another can begin. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look. Your overall energy here is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So here you are showing up. The Page of Swords is somebody who's very direct in their actions and in their words. Somebody who, they are like the sponge of the zodiac. They want to learn. But there's a little bit of a warning here. It's kind of having so much going on in your head and really needing to narrow it down to a plan. Which one are you going to do first? Where are you going to start? How are you going to bring all of these ideas that are up in the air, and how are you going to bring them down and manifest them? And this Page of Swords, we can see here, there's this truth and this communication. It could be somebody telling you something that's the truth that you don't want to hear, or in a way that you find abrasive, but ultimately it's going to be good for you. All right, we see this young person, they're in a bit of a precarious position because they are barefoot, but they're still willing to take this journey, even if it's difficult. The Page of Swords can sometimes be referred to as gossip, or it can also be spying, but I'm not really getting that, Gemini. I mean, it could be gossip. I'm getting more than anything, just there's like a flurry of ideas, so many things you want to study and that you want to do, and people that you want to see, and the real need to put something down on paper. How are you going to parse that out? How are you going to break this up into really viable, achievable goals? Okay, that's what I'm getting. What's beautiful, Gemini, is you guys are coming out as the Nine of Pentacles. This is my favorite card, one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's Venus and Virgo, although it can represent any earth energy, so Taurus or Capricorn, you might have that in your chart. There's a romantic element to this side of the card. First of all, we get the full moon coming out, so it's perfect for this reading and just confirmation. But the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who has who has really is self-made and has really relied on themselves to create the success in their life. Whether that's material success, whether that's in love, whether that's on their spiritual journey, it's going to be different for all of us. And she's quite happy. She's happy alone. She's really taken the time to get to know herself, reacquaint herself with herself, if that makes sense. She knows what she likes. She knows what she wants. She's done a lot of healing work and been really introspective. But as night falls, you can see this beautiful woman. She has this dove. And up in this tower here, we see a man with a bird. And these two birds are communicating, or they're about to. So again, some of you guys are getting communications that you wanted, but maybe you won't like exactly the way they come or what they have to say. But for a lot of us, it might have to do with romance. Some of you, Geminis, have been hurt. And you guys have spent a lot of time healing from whatever this was. This can go back lifetimes. This can go back to our childhood. It could be a recent breakup or anything like that. It could be losing a job. It doesn't all have to be romantic. But you are kind of willing here with this card to open up your heart again. There's that healing that's been taking place. Now, the way that you project yourself to the world, we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is telling me here that on this side, it was like a long journey. You found out something you didn't want to. Some of you guys, it was online or seeing pictures. Maybe some of you guys were fired, via a text message or something like that. It doesn't have to be a relationship, like a romantic relationship, or you found out bad news. And when you got this news, things were much worse than what you had expected. But what's beautiful is there's this Two of Cups standing. So for some of you, it is love, but there's still this balance, and not all has been lost. The way that you're projecting yourself here, though, is not looking at these two cups, not seeing that there's still something here that's really beautiful and really passionate, okay? And for me, this is a card about being resourceful. Don't doubt your resourcefulness. Don't doubt that, if this was a breakup, that there is true love waiting for you. But you might just have to pivot your focus. We can see this person is cloaked. There's sadness. There's a sense of sorrow, maybe a little bit of depression around this card. And he's a little bit hesitant about taking this journey in the dark. He thinks it might be a little bit dangerous. Okay, so we see you as a little bit hesitant. And for some of you, it's opening up your heart to love again, even though it's presenting itself to you because you've been burned. Okay. Now, the next card out is what's blocking your goals and your desires. There's a need for this transition. Please don't resist this transition. Spirit wants you to have faith. Have faith, absolutely. Spirit wants you to have faith in this person, in the messages that you've received, in the purpose of this journey. Yes, it might be a little bit of frightening, but I'm feeling like my gems out there, we've been cracked open and it hurts and it's scary, but the reason for that is to let more light in, because the Six of Swords, this is a beautiful energy. This is Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, and this is all about moving on to a much better place. But we might have to do this. We might have to do the shadow work. We might have to traverse landscapes and go down dark alleys and things like that we don't want to or that scare us. And it's so funny. I was just reading this morning about a life without great tragedy and loss, adventure and gain and like amazing successes. A life without those things isn't a life worth living, right? And I feel like, that's so true. That when we look back and we see everything we've been through, the really awesome stuff and the really bad stuff, we're going to say, wow, this was a life worth living, even though it might not feel like it always in the moment. Now, the next card out is what you need to do to overcome these obstacles. Well, you get the Sun card. The Sun card, no matter which way you throw it on the table, if it comes out right side up, upside down, sideways, backwards, stuck to another card, whatever, it's the happiest card in the deck. And what's beautiful here is we see this boy and he's with his horse and he's just so thankful for where it's taken him. You know, here it's taken him through the journey through the sun. It's also gotten him through the night. And I love that because look at all of this darkness in this journey. And this is, again, this is that support that you have either from somebody in your life or your ancestors, your angels, your spirit guides, and really, and you becoming aware of your ability to co-create beauty, bliss, love, intimacy, wealth, abundance, health, happiness, rest in your life and your potency in doing that. So have faith, be happy, really good things are happening, okay? Even if it doesn't feel like it or even if you can't quite see it. Now, the next card out is what you can do within in order to help achieve your goals. Ace of Swords. Spirit wants you to see the big picture, that you reign victorious. This sword is coming up. It's, you know, this is somebody who's won the fight. And you know, again, it's nighttime, so you've been doing a lot of shadow work. Some of my gems out there, you guys have been going through a dark night of the soul. But if you see this eagle here, is carrying this wreath, and that's a victory wreath. And you know what? You are winning. If any of you guys are really concerned about global events or things happening within your country or with the pandemic, it's really important. And I heard an astrologer talking about this, that, you know, the light always wins. So even if you feel like you're in this dark period, the light always wins. All right. And you're going to really know that. That's going to be very clear to you. This also represents during this eclipse season, we're getting lots of upgrades. I touch my amethyst or point to it because, you know, to our psychic abilities, you know, our third eye and also the crown chakra, purges and upgrades. So again, this is you communing with spirit and your spirit guides and your messages, your prayers being answered, being taken up to heaven, you know, and this affirmation that you're going to be successful. Now, the next card out is what you can learn from the outside world or others to help you manifest. This is having faith. You know, this is the card of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about doctrine. And, you know, some of you might be tearing down your own personal beliefs or beliefs that you were raised, you know, things that you were raised with. Whether that's departing from, you know, your family's religion or doctrine, or maybe even things that you always took for granted or you took for truth, or for truths that you no longer can. Now, the Hierophant is about marriage. So again, for some of you, I saw this as, you know, maybe being really hesitant about being in a committed relationship or taking the next step because you've been burned before. And Spirit just wants you to continue to have the faith. Here we see the Hierophant as being masked, right? And he holds the keys, all of this keys and this knowledge for himself. But the acolytes, they're looking up at this person and they're reading books, but they're not realizing that they themselves can go and grab these keys, that knowledge and that wisdom you hold deep within yourself. Okay, and in the back we see the basis of this of the Hierophant and their faith. These two columns really representing a choice, but here we have goddess religions and we have paganism, and then we have this baby with a key, you know, that there's a rebirth here, and there's a rebirth that's coming as a result of you picking up that key, of getting in touch with that inner wisdom and trusting your guidance, and then also trusting the guidance of earlier times of our ancestry, and trusting the magic that you have within. And how do we become more magical? Because we're not, one of us is not more magical than the other, but it's our belief in our magic that makes all of the difference, right? Yeah, some of you guys are working with ancestry or ancestors. So what's beautiful is the outcome card here is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Specifically, it is Saturn and Pisces. And the Eight of Cups here, you can see they're a little beat up. 3, 5, yeah, they're all there. I was like, did he take one? And again, we see this duality here with the sun and the light, you know, even though there's a lot of darkness in this reading, but it's, you know, it's just a testament to the shadow work that you guys have been doing, or that we have been doing. So on this card, he's walking away. But on this card, you know, it's beautiful. First of all, the comet, it always gets me, you know, so some of you guys are definitely starseeds and stargazers, and you guys are making, you know, wishes with the moon and working with moon magic and that sort of thing. But this is this, you know, this this adult, this grown person who looks a lot like the hermit carrying the staff, going on a journey, looking for his ninth cup, looking for his happiness, looking to complete a cycle. This is, you know, the contemplation of doing that and the purity that resides within. The comet is a sign also of really good things to come. I see in my mind's eye the Eight of Wands, right? Quick communication, wish fulfillment, working with law of attraction. And really sort of you deciding before you're about to take this journey, what is your truth? What is your purity? What is that ninth cup? What does that mean for you? Yeah, so that's nice energy, gems, really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some additional messages for Geminis. Okay, and we get fruition. 37 breaks down to a 10. So really look at that. We get the harvest moon number. It's beautiful because this is your prayers being answered. This is the abundance that's coming to you in love or money or health or what have you. And it's coming to you because it's your birthright and because you've done the work. And there's something very powerful happening. Look at this double full moons right on top of each other. So please, if you get this message in time, to make sure that, you know, you give your thanks to Mother Earth Gaia, but also to Luna and to Universe and to Source, Spirit, whatever name you give it, because your prayers are being answered. And then you get acceptance. All right, number 4. Number 4 for me is about stability. Accepting that you deserve this stability. For some of you, again, it's accepting this other person's, their hand in marriage. And that can be literal or that can be figurative, making this commitment. And also accepting who you are and what you need. Also, you know, really taking, you know, other people's expectations of you and your life out of this situation. And really focusing on, Gemini, what is it you need? What is it that you want? What is it that's going to make you happy? Because anything less than just won't be fulfilling. All right, and will create a block for you. Okay, and you get remembrance, number 38, breaking down to an 11. For some of you, you need to take a look at the Libra reading that I just did. So 38 breaks down to an 11. That's the card of justice. But that reading, a lot of the message was being a starseed and coming into, you know, longing for a home, but also coming into the realization of who is your, you know, who is your collective, but then also coming into contact with your soul tribe or other members of your collective. All right, so the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we've gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. Yeah. I like this sequence 10, 11. It's like you're moving in the right path. All right, and then you get crown chakra. Yep, we're getting crown chakra activation, so your psychic abilities also purges. That's sort of been happening all eclipse season. So the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Yeah, and again, all of this shadow work that you've been doing. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at additional messages for Gemini. All right, we get, you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Yep, exactly. Exactly. You know, I got this card for a private reading for myself once, and I was like, what? It's actually a really beautiful card. Yeah, and it's also probably the reason, you know, why you've been burned, but coming into that realization, like, hey, I'm not for everyone. That's actually a good thing, right? It's actually a good thing. And face your true north. The time is now. What is that happiness? That's that Eight of Cups. Really, you know, being authentic to you and your soul's purpose and the journey that you're on. And then you get the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Oh, I love that card. Absolutely beautiful. Make your life a moving prayer. Yeah, just repeat that to yourself because that's amazing. And you can, and that's what you're doing. All right, gems, that's what we're doing. Look at that, and you get wild woman, perfect. 62 breaking down to an 8. 8s are about abundance. 8s are also always sort of, for me, bring up that imagery of Kundalini, that feminine energy coiled up at the base of your spine. Some of you might be working with Kundalini, but let's go ahead and see what this card says. I'm reading from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It's a fantastic deck. When the wild woman dances into your reading, she reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom. I mean, you guys, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. I just love how Spirit, also I laugh because I feel like Spirit's like, all right, let me give you this message in 6 different ways, me, the reader, so that I can be really clear. She reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom. Divested of all social constraints and cultural conformity, the wild woman holds up a mirror to your essential self, the true essence of who you are and who you're meant to become. She's a reminder of the bright light within each of us that gets dimmed by the restrictions imposed upon us by the expectations of society. Did I not just say that? Did I not talk about the other people's expectations? She reminds us that in order to be fully present to life, we must uncover that light and let it shine brightly, regardless of the perceived consequences. It's time to take that journey. It's really time, gems. It's time. Do what's right for you. All right, this card wants to come out. Final messages for Gemini for this lunar eclipse, full moon and Capricorn reading. Okay, the first card out is release. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. All right, fruition. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. Double confirmation of the abundance coming to my dearest gems. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. Yeah. Wow, I'm blown away. My Venus is in Gemini, so you guys, I am over the moon. Pun intended. Pun intended. I am over the moon with this reading. You know, and some of us might be facing difficult decisions about jobs, about relationships, about where we live, how we do things, the way we talk to ourselves. Let it go. There is no better time than right now. Okay, and Mars is supporting us in doing that. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.